There's nothing Glory Elijah will not see from every season of Big Brother Naija. Absolutely nothing. At this point, as a matter of fact, I feel like I have seen it all. You know when I say that, oh, we've seen it all, no. After watching today's diary session with Nomi, ladies and gentlemen, I can boldly say that in terms of how Big Brother operates, I have seen it all. Because what more is there to show when it seems like for every season, there's a slot for a special housemate that will be sent into the house. And then when you watch this housemate's behavior, automatically you know that that is production's favorite. Automatically you know, or you have the inclination, the feeling that that particular individual is possibly bigger than the program. That particular individual possibly has authority that is probably or possibly higher than Big Brother's authority. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I watched Nomi's diary session today with Big Brother. I mean, finally she had a diary session today. The whole of last week, she was on punishment. Her diary room privileges were withdrawn from her. So today, she finally had a diary session and I was excited. I really wanted to hear what she had to say for herself. I really wanted to hear what Big Brother had to say to her. I really wanted to hear how Big Brother would judge her insolence this past 3 weeks. But then lo and behold, it was such a flop. Big Brother fell off. Yup. See, for a moment right there, it felt like Big Brother was trying to convince Nomi that she was wrong, and there was some sort of undertone of pleading in his explanations. There was an undertone of him trying to cut a truce for Nomi just so that she does not leave. It almost felt like Big Brother was subtly begging, pleading with Nomi not to leave. And so we had to make a consensus to appease the gods, Nomi. Whoever is giving Nomi that audacity, Big Brother had to make a consensus to appease them. Just to please Nomi, so that Nomi will smile again, so that Nomi would feel relaxed again, so that Nomi will go back into the house and get back into the game. Ladies and gentlemen, today, Big Brother for my hand. I mean, this is not the first time Big Brother is falling my hand. This is not the first time production is falling my hand. But today's one. Yo! It just feels like every time you hear Big Brother say something reasonable, something intellectual, you're over here hyping him up and saying, yes, big dick energy. But today, I was getting tiny dick energy vibes from Big Brother. I'm sorry to say, but I'm just saying the energy. I'm just speaking to the energy and how I felt watching that conversation. It was sad. It was sad as hell. Oh, and that was OYIN's diary session. She actually spilled a lot. As a matter of fact, all the housemates that had their diary sessions today, they actually spilled. And I can't wait to get into all of it. However, OYIN's diary session also stood out for me because of the way Big Brother ended a diary session abruptly. I mean, he gave her all the time in the world to talk, to tell a story, to tell her own side of the story. However, there's a way he chased out of the diary room. We're going to talk about it, all right? Anyways, not to dwell too much on how I felt, let's get into the analysis of today's diary session. There's a lot to unpack, so I beg of you, please watch this video to the end. Do not skip out on any part, all right? And of course, I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's dive right into the details of this video. Let's begin with the first housemate that had their diary session today, and that was Bluthopia. So I'm going to fast forward to the part where Big Brother had asked her to speak about the alliances in the house. And she had gone ahead to talk about OYIN and Flora's friendship, right? Now, she focused more on OYIN. According to her, she feels like OYIN is trying to copy a previous housemate's strategy, right? And of course, we know that she's actually referring to the previous winner of the winner of the past season. She said, "Oh, suddenly Oyin is carrying a backpack, which was what the previous winner did. That's the past winner did. And I don't think I understood where she was coming from, right? And ladies and gentlemen, Oyin's sentiment is not isolated to her alone. There are other housemates in the house like Adessa who actually feel the same way that she feels. You know, when I tell you that these housemates actually watch the show, you think I'm lying. They do watch the show because how did they know that the past season's winner was carrying a backpack around the house, which wasn't even something that she did the entire season? Yeah. But anyways, as I said, I totally understood where she was coming from because we all said it that right from the very beginning of the season, Oyin was giving off this past winner's vibes, you know, in terms of how she speaks, how she conducts herself, and yeah, the chaos that she brings. I'm also seeing some of the comments on my last video where some people are saying that, oh, her actions are so fake, they seem forced. She seems like she's trying to force that drama with certain housemates. You know, I see all of those comments. However, I'm going to play devil's advocate for Oyin for a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it might seem as though Oyin is trying to copy the strategies of a past winner, right? But you see, can we really blame her for it? Absolutely not. Because there's a pattern with the Big Brother show. It is the fault of the organizers, you know, for always looking for personalities that are alike every season. The past winner definitely came copying another past winner. Yeah? Then that former past winner came trying to be like a former housemate that almost won the show but got disqualified. So it is the fault of the organizers who make the selection, who choose these particular individuals because of the characters that they exude during their so-called auditions, right? And it feels like they are given a script for how to conduct themselves in the house. And so when they come, they try to play into that character. Some of them perfect the act. Some of them do not perfect the act. Now, when it comes to Oyin, ladies and gentlemen, I also feel like she is really trying, you know, to copy this past winner verbatim, i.e. coming into the house right from the very first week and she's sleeping in the garden. That was the exact same thing that the past winner did. The way she talks, the way she's always talking about, I'm coming from Shagam, that was the same thing that the past winner did. Oh, I come from Yaba, I come from Ojo Elegba, be where. Yeah, I'm local, I'm like that. I don't know how to play with papers and all those ridiculous nonsense. Oh, the thing of also carrying a backpack, that was the same thing that the past winner used to do in her season. However, when you look at Oyin's own case, at least you can give her some accolades for trying to elevate that character that she's, in quotes, copying. I mean, it's obvious that she's actually trying to copy, but we can't help but give her flowers. You know why? Because she has spiced things up. She has elevated that character. She has made it more fun, more indispensable, and more exciting to watch. She gives us gossip about everything that's happening in the house, that even her fellow housemates are shocked about how she gets to get all of these information. She's a very, very important piece in the puzzle of this entire season, right? And then she's also very creative with her retaliations. I mean, come on. Look at the fights that she's had with people. Look at the clapbacks and the comebacks. They're very, very, you can tell that she's a very smart person. She's just playing a character with the way she talks, with her way and manner of expression. So in my personal opinion, even though she's trying to copy, I can't help but give her flowers for trying to elevate that character. I mean, if you check out the past winner, she used to carry herself like Flora is carrying herself in the house now. Very scattered, very tattered, very unkept. But Oyin, on the other hand, puts in effort in her looks. She does her makeup, she dresses well, she looks good. She's a very clean person. When you look at her, she's aesthetically pleasing to watch. So there's a huge difference, as much as there's a huge similarity between Oyin's personality and character that she's playing and the past winner's character. So ladies and gentlemen, what am I trying to say? Let's cut her some slack. She's actually playing a great game and I am enjoying her game currently. So I do not see anything wrong in if she's trying to borrow some things that the past winner used to win the show, right? I do not entirely blame OYIN because as far as I'm concerned, all of the blame, in a way, kind of goes to the organizers, especially the selection team. If they change their criteria for selection, then just maybe we might begin to experience fresh new talent and fresh new personalities in Big Brother's house. But so long as they continue to go via a particular criteria, a particular requirement, then I'm sorry to say that come another season, we're still going to see this exact set of personalities gracing our TV screens again. So ladies and gentlemen, that is all about that. Now quickly moving on to Nomi's diary session. As I said at the start of this video, when Big Brother summoned Nomi to the diary room, ladies and gentlemen, I was quite excited. I put out a tweet about it, saying that, oh, let's see how this goes, right? I was quite excited. I was particularly looking forward to hearing, if Nomi actually did request for a voluntary exit. I was looking forward to hearing how Nomi was going to take accountability for her actions, right? However, it was quite disappointing because the reverse was the case. I mean, it was an over 30 minutes long diary session that was filled with Nomi playing the victim, defending herself, being unrepentant of her actions, except Big Brother had to press her severally to see and accept her wrongs. And despite that, she still remained unrepentant. An over 30 minutes long conversation that did not speak of any form of remorse on Nomi's part. And guess what? Big Brother indulged her in all of it. And as I said at the start of this video, was almost going to blurt out a plea to Nomi to please stay in the house. Let's take it from the very top about how the diary session started. Now, it started off normal, right? Until Big Brother asked his usual final question to housemates during the diary session. Oh, is there anything else you want to discuss with Big Brother? The moment Big Brother asked it that way, my ears were open. My antennas were sharp and focused. Guys, Nomi started. And please, pardon me, because I had to take note of a lot of things. So I'm going to be reading some things, all right? Because I just didn't want to miss the bullshit. And I'm sure you two do not want to miss it, all right? Now, Nomi started. She said this past week, she did not get to have any of her diary sessions. That she would spend long hours dressed up, looking good, waiting for her to be called. And then she watched other housemates get called into the diary room. And then she would ask some people and they would be like, oh, maybe Big Brother is going to call her later, that she waited, that she did not get her diary session. And she doesn't even know what happened. She was wondering what she did so wrong. And then she also talked about how same last week, she got different kinds of punishments as a bench warmer, also got additional punishments to wash the bathrooms and the toilets. What else did she say? She said, but in all of it, she was still deprived of having a diary session, that she felt ganged up on. She felt targeted. She felt targeted by a system. She felt like it was not natural because it seemed like a gang up from an invisible system that she cannot see. It almost felt like the system was designed. These are her words, though. She said it almost felt like the system was designed to humiliate her. She felt like at some point she was going through a humiliation ritual. Now, what exactly did she do? That she just wants me to please explain what exactly did she do so wrong to deserve all of that kind of treatment? Ladies and gentlemen, let me deflect for a bit. There's something very intriguing about people who are very skilled in the art and the act of victim playing. Yeah? People who are very skilled in playing the victim, right? They always seem oblivious to whatever wrong they have done. Victim players They can be poking you in the eye and they are still looking at you and asking you, what did I do? What did I do so wrong? What did I do so wrong? That is how delusional they are. So when Nomi was saying all of those things, oh my goodness, I was looking at this girl. She looked so delusional. Because I'm like, oh my goodness, the audacity to ask the question like that. Look at the way she even framed the question. The framing, right? The framing of that question was so perfect because imagine anybody that doesn't watch the show. Imagine a novice, someone who doesn't know Nomi's history with Big Brother this season, right? They tune into the diary session and then they listen to, oh my God, this poor, innocent, little sweet girl, oh my God, expressing herself like this. Oh, wow, she was undergoing a humiliation ritual. It's going to invoke their pity. It's going to make them begin to automatically see Big Brother as the villain. It's going to automatically begin to make production seem like an organized crime unit that is out for Nomi's blood. So Nomi was so skilled in, coining and framing that concern of hers. And ladies and gentlemen, it was quite scary for me. It was scary for me. Anyways, Big Brother asked her, do you believe that reprehensible behavior should be punished or tolerated? And she said, she sort of hesitated. Big Brother asked her again. And then he said, yes, but the punishment should fit the crime. Now, Nomi's accusation against Big Brother is that her punishment does not fit the crime. In other words, the punishment that Big Brother kept on meting out to her back to back, it seemed overblown. It seemed over the way up. Hey God, English. It seemed too much for the little crime she committed, the little offense she committed. That was how she put it. That was what she was insinuating. Now, Big Brother said that she was given a fun reward for being the least performing housemate during the arena games, right? And then in the first week, she refused to execute the punishment. And then an additional punishment was added to her. She still did not execute it to perfection. And then it just went on and on. So what did she think, should have been the way forward? Why did she think she did not deserve to be punished? And then she went on to explain that, and that she knows that, okay, fine, she didn't do all the punishment, but at least it's not like she completely did not do the punishment, that she actually did some of them. For instance, washing the toilet and the bathroom, she knows that, okay, she didn't do it all the time or people assisted her, but it's not like she didn't entirely do it. So it's a case of she didn't entirely do all the punishments, but at the same time, she did not entirely ignore all the punishments. That was her line of defense. And then she went on and on and on to give so many, nonsense explanations, ladies and gentlemen, which was just, once again, Nomi playing the victim. It did not end there. She was still making a case for herself. And then Big Brother asked her a very important question. Did you mouth off Big Brother? Now, in case you do not understand what that means, remember that every time Big Brother reminded Nomi about her punishment, or when she got the punishment for the second week, she was already blasting up Big Brother and, just being rude and disrespectful in the way she was talking to Big Brother, looking at the cameras and addressing Big Brother. So Big Brother was asking her, did you mouth off Big Brother? She acted like she did not understand. She was feigning ignorance. Big Brother asked her again, did you mouth off Big Brother? And then she went like, and she probably did. And Big Brother, I probably did, but it's not like she wanted to be rude to Big Brother, that she was just upset at the fact that she had to go through the same punishment again, for another week, that she just felt like it was just completely unfair. She knows that she didn't do the punishment properly the last time, but it was just too much, the way they kept on bombarding her with more punishments and more punishments, and the fact that she has to repeat washing the toilet and the bathroom again for a bunch of 20-something housemates who are all using the same bathroom, that she just felt like it was not fair. That was a line of defense. And for her, what exactly did she even do wrong to warrant that level of punishment? Biggie said to her, because you took the punishments lightly. And ladies and gentlemen, if we're going to call a spade right now, Nomi actually did. She did not take any of her punishment serious. She said that she was actually observing the punishment, and that was why she decided that whenever there was a meeting in the house, she was going to be standing instead of sitting on the bench, because every time she sits on that bench warmer bench, that she gets cramps, that the chair is too small, that she was just complaining about everything. Oh God. So for her, standing was her observing the punishment. But ladies and gentlemen, what exactly was the bench for? Was that not for her to actually sit on the bench warmer bench? But she was complaining that that she couldn't sit on the bench, and that was why every time there was an address in the house, she would always stand. Anyways, while she was complaining about all of that, Big Brother explained to her that your diary session privileges were revoked for 1 week because of all of these offenses. Now, Big Brother said to her that on Monday, you were the last to arrive at the arena for the Head of House challenge, despite the fact that you had all these punishments piling up. Did you not think you should have been at least one of the first persons to arrive at the arena? And she said that she was just expressing her frustrations, that even though she's not the first person that has ever arrived at the arena late, that why was her own case different? And then about the revoking of her diary session privileges, Nomi was saying that even though her diary sessions was revoked, that at least she should have been informed, so that she would not waste her time dressing up and getting ready and waiting for Big Brother to call her. That at least now she should have been informed. She should have been informed. Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, I was listening to this girl and I'm like, Your Royal Majesty, Your Excellency, ma, we are sorry. The whole viewership, we are sorry, ma. This is the first time in my life that I'm hearing that somebody is being issued a punishment and the person is demanding explanation so that they will know if they should observe the punishment or not. The audacity. And once again, I think at this point I should ask, please, who does Nomi know? In production, who brought Nomi to that house? Because the rumors are too plenty of housemates getting free slots from you know who type of connection that they have, and then they get a free pass into the house, and then some of them, they grow so big-headed that they begin to misbehave in the house, and that's exactly what Nomi is doing now. So I'm going to ask again, I beg you, is it Nomi's dad that owns the show? Or who exactly does she know? Or is it Big Brother himself that Nomi knows? Because this level of audacity, even Shags, during the level up season, that was equally giving a punishment to wear a clown's skirt, a clown's wig, and a clown's nose or something. Even that one too, that refused to do the punishment, his own audacity was not as much as this one that Nomi has been displaying this past 3 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. It was just insane. Now, this was another part that almost gagged me. Whilst Nomi was still making a case for herself that with regards to the revoking of her diary session privileges, she should have been informed, it should have been communicated to her because she just made her worried, she kept on complaining. Nomi also said that she felt like she was always picked on and that was just too much. That she didn't kill anybody now, that her only offense, her only crime was that she failed a game. Hey! The way she put it, that her only offense was that she failed a game. And by that, she was referring to the Head of House challenge that resulted in her emerging the least performing housemate and then leading up to her bagging the punishment of bench warmer for the week. She said that was her only offense. Once again, I tell you, Nomi is very manipulative. Very, very, in fact, extremely manipulative. And the way she was talking, right? I was just visualizing the image of a girl who is so used to having things her way out there in the real world, to the extent that it's either our way or the highway. If things do not go our way, then fuck everybody. Go kill yourself. That is it. She's so used to people doing exactly what she wants to do. She does not understand the concept of power, of authority, of higher authority per se. She does not understand the concept of bowing to higher authority and even listening or adhering to simple instructions. She does not understand that. Because it was just so obvious that Nomi sees Big Brother as a fellow housemate. Nomi does not see Big Brother as the owner of the house. She does not see Big Brother as the one who runs the show. She sees Big Brother as the 25th housemate of the Show Yourself season. She sees Big Brother as that small boy that is not even up to the level of the kinds of guys who talk to her outside, who make advances at her. The way she was addressing Big Brother, you know, the way she would address the likes of Tram, the likes of other housemates who she gets into these altercations with, like, you know, rich. Like, if you see me outside, you can't even talk to me. You can't even stand where I stand. You can't even sit where I sit. You can't even roll with the people I roll with. That was the same way she was addressing Big Brother. Like, Big Brother, you know, rich. And it was quite sad to see. Because Big Brother, I mean, let me give him some credit. He was still trying to be understanding, right? As the big brother that he is, he was still trying to be accommodating. However, he started thinking of him stroking her ego so that she doesn't get more upset than she already has been. Now, let's continue. Big Brother had asked her next, if you had come to the arena early, do you think if you had come to the arena early, do you think Big Brother would have allowed you to play the game? And she was like, Big Brother asked her again. She was like, I don't know, I guess. I don't know. But then she was still insisting that she's not the first housemate that has ever come to the arena late. So why was she being punished again? Why wasn't she allowed to play the game? And ladies and gentlemen, you see the arena part? Let me explain. There is a way you are coming to the arena, yeah? You know that you're already late and you are running like your life depends on it to the arena. For Nomi's part, Biggie had announced to the housemates over 3 hours ago that they should prepare because they'll be going to the arena in the next 1 hour. That was 3 hours ago. Now, 1 hour later, Big Brother did not summon them into the arena. Then it was 3 hours later, Big Brother had given the housemates, you know how Big Brother reminds them, in 30 minutes, you're going to the arena. In 15 minutes, you're going to the arena. In 5 minutes, you're going to the arena. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Brother had done the countdown as he normally does in the house. Guess what? All the housemates, they were rushing to the arena. Nomi did not go. It was when everybody had finished going to the arena that Nomi took her step down the staircase from the room. God knows whatever she's doing. She came downstairs, went to the snooker board, went to change her battery. Everybody else was changing their batteries earlier. Nomi did not change her battery. She decided that it was her own time that was right to change her batteries. She went there, changed her battery. As she was changing the battery, she was taking a sweet time. She was looking into the mirror, adjusting herself, adjusting her belt. She was feeling herself. You know, the arena door was closed. She saw that the arena door was closed. This girl did not have the common sense to panic that, oh my God, have I been locked out? She still was spending her sweet time until she was satisfied that she was looking good enough to get into the arena. And then when she was about to enter, she was strolling and then the arena doors opened up and then she just walked and sat down. No sense of urgency at all, ladies and gentlemen. And at this point, I'm going to ask again, who put Nomi in that house? Because the way Nomi has been behaving, her constant disregard for authority and the modus operandi of the house, of the show, it is so alarming. It can only be done by an individual who has been given guarantee and assurance that, hey, go into that house, do whatever you like, and nobody can kick you out. No sense of urgency. And the question we should all ask at this point is that the first time that Nomi is doing it? The answer is no. Every time Big Brother summons housemates or even the head of house, Nomi takes her sweet time to do everything. Nomi does not feel any sense of urgency to do anything in that house. For her, it's either Nomi does it at her own time or everybody should go fuck themselves. That is how Nomi operates. And Big Brother knows. Anyways, in continuation, Big Brother said, what do you intend to do moving forward? She said she would do her best in the games, I guess. And she said, oh, that she felt attacked and she doesn't want to go back to how she felt before. And then Big Brother now said, okay, the apology has been accepted. He said he appreciates the fact that she has taken accountability for her actions. And then he said, on that note, Big Brother is ready to make a concession. And then she was like, what is it? Big Brother said, is that the way to ask? Ask nicely. And then she now said, please, Big Brother, what is the concession? Big Brother now said, okay, that she has been given a pass to not put on the bench warmer vest anymore and to sit on the bench warmer chair and blah, blah, blah. And she was relieved. And then Big Brother was asking her, so how does it feel to no longer be wearing the bench warmer vest? Like, how does it feel as if it was at that point in time that Nomi just took off the vest? Are you people fucking for real? Ladies and gentlemen, since on Monday evening, after Nomi displayed that disrespect in the arena once again to Big Brother, when she was telling Big Brother, I don't understand, where she was going to go and knock on the diary room bells that she wanted to take a voluntary exit, she was tired of the house, she wanted to leave. Nomi was not wearing her vest. She was not observing that punishment until today that she had a diary session. So Big Brother now saying that, oh, he has accepted her apology. I was looking at Big Brother and I'm thinking, was that really an apology? Because all I saw and heard this girl do in this diary session was unapologetically stand her ground, was unapologetically maintain her stance that she's innocent of all of her crimes. Was this girl, what's it called now? Challenge Big Brother's authority over and over again. Challenge the rules of the house. So Big Brother talking about, oh, he appreciates the fact that she has taken responsibility for her actions. Oh my goodness. At that point in time, Big Brother sounded like a simp. At that point in time, Big Brother sounded desperate. Listen, guys, for me, all I could interpret from that whole point, that whole interaction between Nomi and Big Brother, was that this girl has said that she wants to take a voluntary exit. And Big Brother is probably scared, does not want Nomi to leave. And so he's telling her he has forgiven her. She has taken accountability. Nomi did not take accountability. She did not take responsibility for her offenses. Big Brother literally had to be schooling her on how to respond, to agree that she was wrong. But this girl, her own stance is that she was being punished for just losing a game. That is her mindset. Ha! Big Brother, shame! You fall my hand, Biggie. You fall my hand. But is this the first time? No. Frankly speaking, yeah. Big Brother fall my hand. He did. He really did. I was disappointed. Did I expect it to go otherwise? Quite frankly, absolutely not. I mean, I have seen enough seasons of Big Brother to know when Big Brother has, one housemate's best interest at heart more than others and would go out of his way to break his own rules for the benefit of that one housemate, right? However, Nomi's blatant disrespect and disregard for authority, it was so glaring. You couldn't hide it. She was flaunting it in everyone's face. Even her fellow housemates were, they were having side talks about it, like, what is wrong with this girl? Even the ones that are hot-headed, Temi, Godessa, they were shocked. It left everyone wondering, like, where is this girl getting this audacity from? She was flaunting it in everybody's face and rubbing it in. So the fact that Big Brother was making all of that concessions for her, and also despite the fact that from Monday, she didn't wear the vest, though. From Monday, she did not observe her punishment though, till today, Wednesday, that she had diary session. Big Brother is now coming to come and say, you have been relieved of wearing your feather. I'm like, this man, please go and sit down. Very disappointing. And then, he then said to her that there is still one matter. There's still one final matter. She asked, what is it? He said, it will be discussed later. So, ladies and gentlemen, to be quite honest, at this point, it's not like I'm actually expecting much. I'm not. But we just have to wait and see what this final matter is, because we're yet to hear stories or news about this voluntary exit that she actually went to go and seek on Monday evening. So I don't know what this final matter is. Let's wait and see. But ladies and gentlemen, that was Nomi's diary session. What are your thoughts? Do you think Big Brother handled it well? What are your thoughts? Just let me know in the comment section below. Now moving on to OYIN. OYIN's diary session. Ladies and gentlemen, OYIN's diary session was tea time. This girl came with the tea about Neche's voluntary exit and all the drama surrounding it. She also shared details of the history between herself and Chimsom, with regards to the fight that they had in the early hours of this morning. I'm not going to dwell on it because I already gave you guys a video where I analyzed everything in details, and everything I analyzed was the same thing that she was actually saying. All right. Now, with regards to Neche's situation, ladies and gentlemen, there was a new information that OYIN shared, which was quite shocking. And it's not shocking for me because I already knew, but I think it's going to be shocking for other people that have been defending Sheba. So, according to OYIN, when Neche had been complaining that Sheba and Godessa were disrespecting and undermining her role as the head of house, a lot of people actually thought that, oh, Neche was being weak. Why didn't Neche go and have a conversation with them? They were just talking down on the girl. But OYIN revealed that even that evening, after the live eviction show, and Neche was trying to summon all the housemates to the lounge, that she wanted to have a meeting with them, that Sheba was already giving Neche attitude. Sheba was already complaining that she cannot wait for people to come, that and they should just start. So Neche said no, that she can't start the meeting now, that Sheba should just hold on for a bit, let everybody gather in the lounge, and all, they will proceed with the meeting. And Sheba kept on disturbing and saying that, oh, that she wants to leave, that she has other things to do. Other things to do, like what? Like you want to go and breastfeed a baby in Big Brother's house? And Neche had said to her, according to OYIN, that okay, fine. If what you want to go and do is very important, you can go, no problem. So as Sheba already stood up, was about to leave, then the housemates were completing the lounge, and then Neche broke the news to the house. According to OYIN, when Neche broke the news, Sheba's ha was the loudest. That Sheba's voice was the loudest, the way she shouted, ha, Jesus, hey, oh, Jesus, go for. So Sheba was the one that shouted the most. And that was what triggered her so much. She was so upset because she looked at this girl and said, this girl is fake. And then what really pained her the most was that after Neche left, because ladies and gentlemen, remember, Neche did not hug, or rather, Sheba did not hug Neche, but Godessa did. OYIN said that after Neche left, Godessa and Sheba, they now called Bells, and then they were now interrogating her about the situation, that they had been circulating, that made Neche to leave. Then they were now asking Bells about how to seek a voluntary exit and on what grounds will a housemate seek a voluntary exit. Because remember, Bells was the first person that actually asked for voluntary exit. And after Bells finished explaining, they were now shouting and saying to different people that you see that it means whatever made Neche leave the house has nothing to do with them. So people should stop speculating that they are the reason Neche left. They were just running their mouth. So ladies and gentlemen, when we shared that information, it was really sad. But was I shocked? Quite frankly, I wasn't. Because it then made sense why Sheba said the things that she said upstairs after Neche had left the house. I shared that on the video I did about that. I'm not going to go into it. It also then made sense why, when Big Brother had summoned any housemate to come into the diary room to come and collect the brief for the wager of the week, Neche was the first person and only person that ran to the diary room. It was so glaring that she was so thirsty for that power, and like a pick-me, she had run to immediately go and fill in Neche's shoes. She did not wait for Neche's footprints to erase quickly. Like immediately she just ran and went. The people were saying that the game has to go on. Yes, the game has to go on. But at least Sheba exercised some decorum. The optics looked really, really, I don't know, looked really, really bad. Let me just use that word, bad. But anyways, still on OYIN's diary session, OYIN was explaining what had happened between herself and Chimsom, and then she got to the part where, in retaliation to what Chimsom had done to her, she went to go and carry a bucket of water and poured on his bed. And Big Brother asked her again, what did you do? And then she repeated what she said. And Big Brother told her, you have vandalized Big Brother's property. OYIN, your diary session has come to an end. You may now leave the diary room. Just like that. And OYIN was shocked. Because she was like, Big Brother, are you chasing me out over there? Big Brother told her to leave the diary room. And I'm thinking, wait, hold on a second though. Why is Big Brother so high-handed with OYIN? Why? Which one is you are vexing and you're saying you have vandalized Big Brother's property, leave the diary room? I don't understand. Why are you vexing that much? So, hey God. Ladies and gentlemen, see, I put out a tweet because a lot of people have been saying that, oh, OYIN needs to get a strike or get disqualified for vandalizing Big Brother's property. And I'm saying, listen, this is not the first time that housemates from past seasons or any season at all has vandalized Big Brother's property. We had Saga during the Shine Your Eyes season who was using Big Brother's, I can't remember the name of that thing, doorpost to the arena to do push-ups or press-ups. And he broke it. He got a strike. We had Erica, thanks to all of you, reminded me that it was the lockdown season where she had poured water on Head of House Prince's bed and she had gotten a strike. Some people said that was why she was disqualified. No, Erica already had 2 strikes already. And then that was like the third one that got her, the third strike that got her the disqualification. And mind you, all the death threats and everything that she said to Lekon that night that she was high on Godors or whatever it was that was going through her head. So it wasn't pouring water on the bed that got her a disqualification. No, it was a strike that added to the other strikes that she already had. And the list goes on and on and on. There was another housemate, I think Pere, who got upset from Joey's provocation and Golden and punched the wall and the wall broke. He got a strike. So housemates have actually vandalized Big Brother's properties and they've gotten a strike each. So I put out a tweet that if OYIN is going to get a strike, then certainly, right, the likes of Nomi, who sprayed their freshener in Tram's face, also needs to get a strike or a disqualification based on Big Brother's verdicts on the same issues that happened in past seasons, with the exception that the rulebook has changed. If the rulebook has not changed, then the verdict still applies. Except Big Brother wants to toe the line of Big Brother's house, Big Brother's rules, and do not really give an actual fuck. But you see, Tram, he definitely should get a warning or a punishment or a strike for provocation. Chimsom needs to get a warning or a punishment or a strike for provocation as well, and for tampering with OYIN's personal properties. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to analyze this matter properly, there are so many ways that it could go. But the only exception here is if the rule book has not changed. And speaking about the rule book, honestly, I don't even know what is inside that book because we've not really seen it. We don't even know if it exists. We are only basing our verdicts on how Big Brother has judged similar matters in previous seasons. I don't know your thoughts about that, but please let me know in the comment section below. Now, moving on. Moving on to the next housemate, Barry. Barry had explained to us the reason, his motive in particular, his motive for picking Odessa on Monday in the arena. According to him, he wanted to see what she would do. He said Godessa likes attention. He knows she's playing a game. She's playing this game of all the guys chasing her in the house, despite the fact that she's with Araga. Right? She's always encouraging him to chase her, but he cannot chase her because Araga is in the picture. And no matter how many times he tells her, she would always insist. She's always coming to him. She's always encouraging him. She's always leading him on. And so he picked her on that day because he wanted to know what exactly she would do. He had already prepared his mind that it was going to be a 50-50 thing. It's either she accepts or it's either she refuses. And he was glad that she refused because now it gave him the answer he needed. It gave him the perspective that he wanted. That now he knows where he stands with her. That in the other way, he's also happy that she, that she did not accept because now it has helped to grow her relationship with Araga. And by saying that, ladies and gentlemen, something that even happened last night, Araga and Godessa, they were swearing an oath of friendship or relationship or loyalty to one another, for outside the house, that they will always be there for each other, blah, 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 some bullshit like that they were doing. But anyways, he said that now their relationship is sealed. But for him personally, it was a good thing for him. He wasn't upset. He was just relieved, because she's always encouraging him to chase her, but she doesn't want to. And now her rejection of his offer has made him see clearly that indeed she's playing a game, and he's not going to indulge her, he's not going to give her what she wants. That he, moving forward, will no longer, make the move to go and talk to her as she had wanted, because that was what she had been complaining about, and he had been obliging her, but never again. He's never going to do that again. That yes, she might have conversations with him by coming to him, but moving forward, he's not going to be doing that anymore. He will not satisfy her craving. He will not give her that game that she wants to play. Now, when Barry was saying all of that, I was just laughing because this morning, early morning, as a matter of fact, Godessa was in the garden and I'd sent somebody to go and call him. And after some minutes, he had arrived. And she had nothing to say. She was just whining and doing that flirtatious bullshit. And he was like, I have to go now. My team members are calling me. Then he left and then came back later. And she said she wanted to sleep. And he was pampering her, and, just pampering her to sleep. And she slept and he was still there. And then later on, he left. And then it got me thinking that, Barry, all these things you're saying now in the diary room, are you for real? Or is it that the game has now swallowed you up and you don't even know when to stop, obliging Goddess's demands? Now, his final questions to Big Brother got me laughing. He was saying that he was thinking of going to have a conversation with Araga, because he wants to be friends with Araga, especially for them to do business together outside the house. He doesn't want them to have any frictions, that kind of thing. He doesn't want it to look like it's because of a girl that they are fighting or having beef. So he was asking Big Brother for advice that should he go and speak to Araga. And Big Brother said, to what end exactly? That was when he explained that he didn't want them to have any beef. And then Big Brother said, oh, you want to go and talk to him after picking his friend to stay with you in the lounge for 1 week? And then the guy was now laughing and said, oh, Big Brother, I see what you mean. There's no need. So Big Brother then asked him, okay, what do you intend to do now? He said, well, he's just going to let it be and see how everything goes. I said, my brother, what exactly did you want to do? You want to go and stroke Araga's ego and make him feel like he's the ultimate man? Okay, everybody is playing games, so you two play your game, period. But I loved his self-awareness. I loved the fact that he was aware of his environment and what exactly Godessa was doing. Anyways, moving on, Flora had a diary session, and ladies and gentlemen, it was so funny, as usual. She had a lot to rant about, also gave us details about the situation between a friend, OYIN, and Chimsom. Yes. But in all of that, Big Brother had then given her new mission as a gambit. And this time around, it was so funny because as Big Brother was spelling it out to her, I was just envisaging a situation in all these Nollywood movies where all these rich men, they see this beautiful damsel, but who is equally poor on the street, on the roadside, and then they pick her up, they take her to do shopping, buy her luxury wear, take her to the salon for her to get a new hairdo, take her to a beautician to clean her up, do her makeup, and they try to brush her up to look good, to fit their standard, their status, their class. Because guess what Big Brother's new mission is to Flora? Ladies and gentlemen, Big Brother told Flora that this entire week, she's going to be Big Brother's model. She's going to be embodying a character every day of the week. Every day of the week, she's going to wake up, dress up, look her best, look extremely beautiful, do her makeup, wear a new hairstyle, just look fantastic, wear heels, and walk around Big Brother's house and just enjoy the atmosphere. Yup, she's going to be Big Brother's model. In other words, she's going to be working for that privilege of being a gambit. And Flora was like, Big Brother, I don't understand. Big Brother said, what don't you understand? She said, Big Brother, you mean I'm going to be changing my hair? Big Brother said, yes, she should enjoy it. And you see, it also made me laugh because I feel like Big Brother is taking this project, change or transform, what's her name now, Flora, to the highest level. Big Brother is very serious about it. He's very intentional about it. First, he has told her to take away all of the rappers in the house, knowing fully well that she's the only one that ties rappers all day, every day. And now, he wants her to begin to look good. I'm not mad about it too. I want to see Flora giving it to us back to back every single day. And then finally, ladies, before I say finally, Are you excited about this new mission? Let me know, all right? Now, finally, Keivo. Ladies and gentlemen, Keivo's diary session, the way the guy was talking, he was speaking in like in very, very low tones, but that's by the ways. Now, in his diary session, he told us that what he was doing with Temi and Kem now is punishment. She wants him to talk to her. She wants things to go back the way they used to be between them. He's not going to indulge her. But if he finds himself in a position where he can save her from nominations or evictions, he's going to save her because he would love to keep her in the house for long to experience his punishment of keeping her in silence until one of them leaves the house. When Keivo said that, I said, this guy, I like your punishment though, but it's scary at the same time. Even Big Brother said, I said, my brother, this one, it's scary. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is all. That is all for this video. Apologies that it's too lengthy, but go ahead, share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on another video soon. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.